Hi, my name's Ivan Higgins. I run Crosby's Garden Centre, and 12, 14 years ago, besides gardening and landscaping, I decided to play with some concrete. I started out by, like I say, building planters and bowls and so on, and one night I just got a little carried away, and I think there's pieces of old plumbing pipe and so on in here, and I made this little guy who is a bit of a mascot for the store, Goat. And that's where it all started. From there it has gone, as you'll see in a few minutes. Just driving along the road, I just got this crazy idea to have a bunch of monks like on vacation playing around. Some people think it's a little gothic and evil, but it's really not. They're just having a lot of fun. 3 years ago, I decided that I would like to take it to one level more. I had been building those sculptures, and a lot of those are tonnage. And I put together these 5 aerobic capoeira dancers, martial artists. Needed a spot that I wanted to silhouette against the blue sky. A lot of the concrete up to that point was very blockish and heavy, and I was trying to see how light I could make concrete look, as if something was in movement and was almost airborne. And if you saw the place where I built these, I built them inside and then move them out in sections. This one was done in 5 pieces on 3 pallets in this little tiny room that's not much bigger than the sculpture itself. The characters here took approximately 500 hours. And they're long hours. Concrete's not that forgiving. You have to once you start, you have to keep going. Like if you get to a certain stage, the concrete has to be put together like over a matter of a day and a half or within that day. You know, you don't have the luxury of going in and going, oh, I'll just add another little something here and there. So you start drawing it up, and then once you have the idea and you have the space, and it had to be engineered to fit in the space, so it couldn't just be any shape, it had to be within the room. You start building frames with wire and rebar and wire mesh. And once that is established, similar to what paper mache would be, but not really. It's filled solid. Everything is solid. There's no hollow parts here at all. And once you have the frame, you work on from the foundation. You start building the figures themselves, and then you get into the last final detail. This character here, the guy losing his shoes, had to be built so he would lift off to get him out the store. There's only a 6.5 foot doorway they have to come through. This is a berimbau this guy has. I had to make it separate, added on later after it came out. The floatus, she had to lift off, she was too high. But they're fun. It's just endless. You could build anything. Once you decide that you could build one thing, then it was like, well, I could build anything. Basically anything within reason or time. So as far as the ideas, I've always sketched, I've always drawn, I've always sort of played around with some sculpturing. I don't know, where do ideas come from? It's like, where does a music and a song come from? It just happens. It's funny what people see first when you show them a sculpture. What you might think is the most interesting part, they're attracted to something else. But ideas, there's lots of ideas. The time to build them has to be, for me, because I'm busy throughout the year, it's winter time. So it has to be inside. There's a lot of exercise involved. It's strenuous. It's hard on the old carpal tunnel and arthritis. But in a project like this, weighs, I think between that and the dragon I made out front and one small piece, it was 5.25 tons of material. So, and it's all mixed with cement mixers, and it's all molded by hand. So, you know, I'm sure I lose weight. I think I would do this for myself if nobody else showed up. I think I would. but it's certainly a more appreciable, if that's a word. You certainly appreciate having lots and lots of comments, and there's been lots of blogs and write-ups and pictures taken, and you know, people come back year after year just to see the new projects.
Well, I come back every year.